Welcome back to another Weird and Unexplained with John. I am your host, John. This is the show where we dig into the strange history, unbelievable stories, and moments that make you stop and say, wait, that actually happened? Tonight's story is one of those moments because long before fake headlines flooded the internet, long before clickbait thumbnails and social media outrage, there was a time when an entire nation believed the moon was alive. And not just alive, but populated with forests, rivers, animals, and of course, bat-winged humanoids. No, seriously, it's all true. What if I told you that in 1835, thousands of people believed the moon had forests, crystal oceans, giant bat-winged humanoids, and possibly better real estate than Earth? And the wildest part, no hacked websites, no AI-generated images, no comment section screaming fake news, just ink, paper, and trust. It's August 1835. Your news comes from a newspaper, thick pages that smell like authority. And one morning, readers of the New York Sun opened their paper and discover humanity has finally done it. We didn't just look at the moon, we explored it. According to an article, famed astronomer Sir John Herschel, a real scientist by the way, had developed a powerful new telescope in South Africa. And with it, he saw life. Actual life. On the moon! Because of course he did. The paper claimed that Herschel's telescope could magnify objects 42,000 times, which, scientifically speaking, is not how a telescope works. But in 1835, no one's gonna fact-check the optics, right? If a respected scientist said he saw something, well, gosh darn it, we believed him, right? Because questioning science felt unscientific. The article described creatures called Vespertilio Homo. That's Latin for man-bat thing we absolutely made up and have no clue what it is. They were described as 4 feet tall, covered in copper-colored hair, with large membranous wings. They were intelligent, peaceful, and apparently fine with being observed from Earth. Honestly, if this were a streaming series, I'd totally be binging it right now. The New York Sun's circulation exploded. People rushed to buy each new installment. Other newspapers reprinted the story. Debates broke out in homes, churches, and public spaces. Scientists hesitated. The public leaned in. And no one wanted to be the first to say, this sounds suspicious. Because ridicule, apparently, was reserved for Earthlings. Eventually, the story just stopped. No grand conclusion, no expedition, no confirmed from Herschel himself of confirmation, just silence. And silence is never a comforting thing, am I right? That's when people started to ask questions. Questions that seriously should have been asked like way much earlier. The entire story was fake, and it was written by a journalist, Richard Adams Locke. A satire, a commentary on sensational science reporting. But the joke worked too well. People didn't laugh. They actually believed this. Some readers were furious. Others laughed it off. Many quietly pretended they had never believed it in the first place. History's oldest defense mechanism. The Great Moon Hoax wasn't really about the moon. It was about us. how easily authority shapes beliefs, how excitement overrides skepticism, and how badly we want the universe to be full of wonder. Does that kind of sound familiar to you? Newspapers were swamped. You know, swap the newspapers and the social media and swap telescopes for blurry images. The same formula still exists, but just obviously a different century. So, the next time you look up the moon, just remember, there was a time when people believed it was full of forests, rivers, and flying humanoids. And honestly, that version sounds kind of fun. If there are bat people up there, I hope they're doing well, and I hope they never read our newspapers. Just saying.